Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Plan B TV News. Let's talk about politics a little. We have been talking about that the phrase VDM and all those celebrity stuff. Now, let's talk about politics. It is time for you guys to know what is happening in Nigeria. Now, Senator Ali Ndume said that Buhari is 500% better than the current president, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, if compared together. Now, I hear that one say, no, you can't talk to Bola Ahmed Tinubu like that. Person that transformed Lagos and promised to give us Agbado, Egusi, and corn and everything, and you are telling me that Buhari, the man that prefer Malu more than human, and you're telling me that Tinubu is not to be compared with him because Buhari is far better than him. Why? When I watched this particular news, I was like, no, you can't say that. Now, I want you guys to watch this particular video of Arise TV News, how Senator Ali said that Buhari was or still 500% better than the current president, Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
If you know the president before now, then you know that the whole scenario has changed. This is somebody, he stays in Lagos. If you go to Bodiland, anytime, any day, anytime in the night, you can go to Bodiland 2 o'clock. And in most cases, you find President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, receiving people in and out. If you come to where he stays in Abuja here, Lagos, in the Lagos house, you will know from when you take a turn whether he's in town or not, any time of the day. There are times you can go there 3 in the night and you will meet him there. But now, if you go to Villa, the front of Villa, it's like a graveyard because they don't allow anybody to go and see Mr. President.
Well, let me take you up on that because you suggested that the government or the presidency, indeed the presidency specifically, has adopted a closed-door policy. And that even ministers and members of the National Assembly, presumably like yourself, are struggling to engage with the president. I mean, that sounds pretty serious, doesn't it?
Yeah, it seems, but that is the truth. The only thing, the news media put certain things not exactly the way. So now that I'm talking to you, hear it from the horse's mouth.
Absolutely.
In every government, it's like that. You have the gatekeepers. Those who want the president to know everything and to have other opinions would even encourage those that matter in the government to come over because, during Buhari's administration, which I thought was not that good. But if you compare this now to Buhari's regime, you will give Buhari a thumbs up. Because
some would say that would be rather difficult to do.
Because at least he opens up, people come to see him. I'm quoting, you quote me, and if it's not true, I don't speak just like that.
Right.
There are some ministers don't have access to Mr. President. The only access they have to Mr. President is when they are maybe invited, and some may not be invited, or when they go for council meeting. And when they go for council, by the time the president goes in, all of them are seated. And the president is the first person to leave. You can't say, I want to, that is it. There is a procedure. And then the SGF, who is supposed to be the clearinghouse, I don't know about, I've not seen him most lately. But I'm telling you, Charles, I won't come to the TV or even in private lie.
So have you had a challenge in seeing the president yourself personally?
Well, let me tell you one thing. The president severally, if we meet in the public, he will say, Chief Ndume, why are you not coming? Why am I? And I said, no, Mr. President, when you look for me, I'll be there.
Did you say to him, well, he's not allowing me to come in?
I said it once to one of his staff, that they are the people that are keeping us out of this place. And so I will not struggle to come and see Mr. President. But I have an obligation to speak for the people, or speak for my people, or speak as a senator. You can imagine I am the chief whip. If a chief whip cannot have access to Mr. President, the new senators, of course.
Yeah, that's a problem.
Yeah, let me tell you. And let me tell you in difference to it. Obasanjo started, during his government, in 24 hours, if any senator wants to see him, nobody will ask him, what do you want to see the president for? He makes sure that within 24 hours, Any senator has access to him. Ministers go in and out. Obasanjo, as old as he was older than our president, he will be saying, that is politics. You talk to the people, hear from the people. But now, to me, it seems, besides shielding Mr. President, they always give him assurance that everything is out there, is all right out there. And that is not the case. And most importantly, I have this relationship with, personal relationship with Mr. President dates back long. We're very, very anxious, looking forward to and believing in what he said, the renewed hope. And when he came on board, you can see he's somebody that is very anxious about, and that was why he is used to taking some bold decisions. But as I said, and I'm on TV, I speak straight.
Indeed.
If there's anybody that will, say what I'm saying is not true, can come up tomorrow and talk to Charles. This government is going down, and that is because yesterday I did not say it is taken over or polluted by plutocrats. No. If it were plutocrats, it would be better. But this government, and you can quote me on that, is now run by Kakistocrats. And that's very, very dangerous.
Explain.
Kakistocrats? I have it here. You can check the definition. It's a government run by worst, least qualified, and most unscrupulous citizens. I'm not the first one that says.
Right, because the reason you were quoted as saying by several different sources, as saying that the government's been taken over by plutocrats. And I was going to ask you to clarify that, because plutocrats are wealthy people, who are running sort of a government.
No, this government is populated by Kakistocrats and kleptocrats.
Right, okay, kleptocrats,
Yes.
people who are members of the kleptocracy,
Yeah,
who are basically dipping their hands into the till
to make
all the time.
government for what they can make for
Right,
themselves.
okay.
Unfortunately, that is not what the president personally, as I know him, as I said, is up to. He really meant this renewed agenda hope thing. But you can only do that when you have people around you that are on the same kind of thinking.
Right.
But this is not what is happening right now. And as you can see, 1, 2, 3 incidences where when the president realizes, he is not ashamed of taking decision to correct it. Even when it started with appointments and all that. And the same thing with policies. When they bring policies that the people are against, I give you an example recently with this cybercrime levy. When the president realized that you have not heard about it, he again equally suspended it. What I'm hoping now is that he will look out and get, I don't believe, again I say, that he is in the real picture of what is happening out there. People are angry. You can't imagine the number of calls I received today, including yourself.
I called you very early in the morning.
Yeah, but what were you saying? Hey, you are yourself again, because you say it as it is and you come. Look, somebody has to do this. I'm 64 years old. I thank God for everything. And I think what is left to me as a politician, or expected of me, is to speak out the truth to whoever he is.
Now, for those of you that will be saying, no, Bola Tinubu is just 1 year in office, give him 4 years. Is it for a bad? Is it for Gary? Now, we are just beginning. For the first 6 months, 7 months, people will say, no, let him be 1 year in office now. You cannot compare. We give him 1 year. Now, it's 1 year plus now. They have never one day done one thing that is beneficial to the citizens of Nigeria. All it does is to appoint thief as the ministers. Now, it is not just this video. I want you guys to also watch this particular video. We'll be right back to do some messages to it. You know, we're tired of Nigeria politics.
Yesterday, we congratulated Eberechi Suzette Nyesom Wike, wife of the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, who was appointed as one of the appeal court judges on Wednesday. While in celebration, the FCT minister is seen in this now viral video dancing and singing to an Igbo song, which translates to, "My hands are clean, as he reunited with some members of the defunct G5 governors. Let's take a look. Our FCT minister, this was the implications you were talking about yesterday.
The implication is for the G5.
Yes.
Celebrating with the minister of the FCT on the elevation of his wife.
Yes.
Well, I've seen people saying Sheyi Makinde was not there.
Yeah.
So the G5 was
some
not complete.
Yes, it was
I've also heard people say, well, it looks like Nyesom Wike now is at the same level, which is former godfather Peter Odili. His own wife made it to the Supreme Court, and very soon Wike will have a wife on the Supreme Court bench too. But that's neither here nor there. The song is about my hands are clean.
My hands are clean.
Are their hands clean?
That's
the
question.
people of the PDP may not say that their hands are clean. And Wike, who is neither a toad nor a frog, standing between APC and PDP, are his hands clean? But it's for the people who understand the Igbo song to explain what it means, in an autochthonous manner.
Well, that's
are Wike's hands clean in Fubara's matter in Rivers?
Well,
so these are the questions.
Did you see that video that was trending in May where they were saying, Fubara must obey Wike? Did you see that? I mean, this is just absolute.
Nigeria and a cruise.
Complete cruise.
There's never a dull moment.
Never a dull moment, exactly.
Our leaders may not be doing.
For those of you that are saying, oh, you don't talk about politics, forget about, we want to know what is going on. If I talk about politics and the things that are going on in Nigeria, you guys will just fed up. The only thing that will be ringing in your head is Jakpa, 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 Jakpa. Now, you just watch this particular video. I'm not done yet. I also want you guys to watch this, and by the time you finish with this, I will just leave you guys to comment your thoughts in the comment section. All right, this particular lady. Now, remember during SARS, now when people were protesting, how people burst warehouse and they saw palliative that some wicked people hid from the self only. Now, Tinubu look everywhere, couldn't find somebody that is competent enough. He decided to appoint the same lady. And I want you guys to watch this news. We'll be right back.
In the meantime, reactions have also trailed President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's appointment of a former Lagos state lawmaker, Mojisola Oluwa Ali Macaulay, as the executive director of the Nigerian Social Insurance Trust Fund. Ali Macaulay represented Amuodofin 1 in Lagos back in 2020 and was exposed for diverting COVID-19 palliatives meant to alleviate the suffering of the poor masses during the COVID-19 lockdown and rebranding the palliative as her birthday 7 years. Well, her appointment has sparked criticism of the Tinubu administration's commitment to transparency and accountability. Let me take this tweet from Farm Grid, who wrote, Mrs. Mojisola Ali Macaulay was caught hoarding and diverting food items purposely meant for COVID-19 palliative as her birthday gift. Diverting public food is a breach of trust. Ideally, she should be in prison. This woman is a scourge. She shouldn't be allowed close to any treasury. I mean, you cannot blame Nigerians for thinking this way because, I mean, there was no accountability at the time during that process. If you recall, we took this story. And, after that, we haven't heard anything until, this new appointment.
Why are you surprised, Oji? The reward for doing anything not right in Nigeria is a pat on the back and more opportunities. We've built a political system that it looks as though if you're a good, kind, loving person, you'll never rise up the ranks. It's filled with people that have done a lot of bad things, that do not care for the people, and all of that. So look at the system we've built. We've built a country where the ignoble amongst us rise. But those that have empathy for people do not rise. In a fair and sane country, that should have been a strong ground for disqualification. that palliatives for people, for the poorest of the poor, was rebranded. And the funny thing is, I'm not going to indict Ali Macaulay for this alone, because most people did it. And most of the senators did it to that period. That was what led to people going to tear down the warehouses to bring the food out. So almost all of them in the political class did it. A couple of years ago, I think that period I just started working in a rise, I think about 2019, 2020, where the issue came up, where ICPC investigated most lawmakers for constituency projects. It was seen that a lot of them diverted that money to them. Till date, what were the sanctions meted out to them? I'm sure probably most of those lawmakers were re-elected today. So the reward for doing something bad in this country, as long as you're connected to the top, is more opportunities. And that's the kind of country we build.
Yeah.
And that's why when you see things like this happen, all you can say is to sing the national anthem by saying, Nigeria, we hail thee,
Nigeria,
our old and native land.
That's it.
That's just it.
Nigeria, we hail thee. I mean, the issue of, these appointments by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has been, criticized heavily. A lot of people have been talking about the fact that, he should find a way to rejig his whole cabinet, because some of those appointees have been questionable.
I think the bigger question that is posed by this is that, look, as a country, we have to make up our minds whether we are very serious about fighting corruption.
About fighting corruption.
Now, because it's beginning to look like an impossible task. Now, local council chairmen will now begin to get allocations directly. You are creating, willy-nilly, the law is the law, yes, but you are creating another 774 local councils.
Chiefdoms.
How many local councils would the EFCC or the NFIU be targeting, and all the accounts, illegal accounts that they all open? Now, if somebody was caught, all of them have done it, but if somebody was openly identified as someone who converted palliatives to personal use, should the person be rewarded with a bigger appointment? Now, this Mrs. Macaulay has now been appointed Executive Director Operations at the National Social Insurance Trust Fund. It's not Executive Director Research. Operations. She will be in charge of operations. with all the implications that connotes. So the Nigerians who have expressed anxiety,
you can't blame them.
You cannot blame them at all. Because
look at this.
Even if this is an opportunity for redemption, what is her record? As a word of fame, but they say she's APC chieftain. It looks like APC chieftains are the ones always in charge.
Lagos APC chieftain.
Always in charge of palliatives.
Ndume, you have to say it. Ordinary Ndume, they can't give us
this is why these bags of rice that they are giving to the state.
They have to.
Those bags of rice are not only for APC.
No.
People who are not APC, people who are not even politicians, they also like to eat rice.
When it comes to Nigeria politics and the things that are going on in Nigeria, me personally, I would have loved to be talking about it, but it's always annoying. So what do you guys think about this lady that Tinubu just recently appoints? And what do you guys also think about what Senator Ali said? So I want you guys to digest everything. I'll be waiting for you in the comment section. Remember, we love you, but God loves you more. If you love us, the only way you can show your love to us is to like this video, comment your thoughts about this video. If you need more of politics, when I will see, I will give one to you guys go to. But just comment your interest. Don't forget politics, or most we talk about politics. All right, I love you guys. I'll be waiting for you. Don't forget to subscribe. I love you guys. Please take me to 100,000. Man, I'll let this see a pass. That I not get to down 100,000. I'm beside the one now at the beg. Please. May I still carry this YouTube award? I don't want to take for YouTube. I love you guys. All right. Peace out.